just made the best decision you could ever make. Tuning in to the Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up. That's what's up.
And good morning. Welcome to the Towanna Murphy Show right here on CW30. Boy, do I have an amazing show for you. But guess what? I'm not going to even tell you until the end of this first part of the show. Recently, we've been talking about Christmas trees, y'all. Y'all seen that ugly Christmas tree at Southland Mall? And so we talked about this tree for weeks. The tree was ugly. Y'all, the tree was so ugly. I want y'all to know the tree was ugly. The tree had on a skirt. It was ugly. The tree was ugly. I don't know where they got that tree from, but the tree was ugly. And so we talked about that tree so bad that they had to take the tree down. So they took the tree down. We got this new tree now. The new tree looked better than the tree we had last time. I'm telling y'all, the buds was so big. They had a bow that was about this big on there, and they was all at the bottom. So the top of the tree was skinny, and the bottom of the tree was fat. And everybody was talking about this ugly tree. The tree was ugly. I'm telling y'all, the tree was ugly. It was Grinch that stole Christmas. It was ugly. The tree was ugly. But we got a new tree now. And while we talking about trees, don't nobody talk about my tree. I'm going to tell y'all that now. That is my Christmas tree, and Ethan and Muffin put that Christmas tree together. Don't talk about my Christmas tree. I think the tree is pretty. Don't say nothing to me. They ain't no candy canes, though, because they ate the candy canes off the tree. So ain't no candy canes. But don't talk about my tree, because y'all got a bad habit of talking about my tree. Don't talk about my tree. I think the tree is cute. Thank you very much. Don't talk about my tree. So me and Ethan Muffin, we put the tree together. Of course, we had a whole lot of candy canes. Just keep it on the tree for a second, Chris. Whole lot of candy canes on there. Y'all see how many candy canes on that tree? 3. They done ate all of them. I had 3 boxes of candy canes, and I made it look really cute. Look at the tree. 3. Just 3. The stockings, I had candy. I had all kind of stuff in the stockings. Guess what's in there now? None. Muffin done took the doggone stockings, and then she put all the candy in her purse. So now there's nothing in none of them. She got everything, the candies, the extra little stuff I put in the stockings. She took them all out, put them in the purse. So for everybody that's watching this, do not talk about my Christmas tree. I think my Christmas tree is cute. Me and my kids put that tree together, and that's it, and that's all. Now you can take the tree off now, Chris. Thank you very much. So because they know they're gonna screenshot and talk about my tree. But it's okay. But I wanted y'all to see my Christmas tree. Now, last week I told y'all about Muffin and how she wanted that $95 doll. Nope. So guess what I did? I went and found a doll for $25. So I went to Muff. I said, Muff, look at this doll. She said, and I want the doll. What you mean you not want the doll? It's sheep. What you mean it's sheep? You autistic. What you mean it's sheep? It's sheep. Well, you ain't getting the doll. I'm telling y'all, I'm still not gonna get that $95 doll. But she wanted the doll, but I ain't getting it. But I did get it. I'm a punk. I did. I got it. So I'm getting ready to go to commercial break in a minute. Before I go to commercial break, y'all, I got to tell y'all about Ethan. Y'all know I tell y'all about my kids and my monologue all the time. Ethan called me the other day and was like, Mom, I'm sick. And I said, what? He said, well, something's not right. And I said, what's wrong with you? Well, my small intestines don't coincide with my large intestines. Dude, you ate. Your small intestines don't coincide with your large intestines? No, something ain't working right. It ain't flowing through there the right way. I said, boy, get on up out of my face. I ain't got time for this foolishness. But he had a stomach ache. So, of course, my mommy thing kicked in. 7-Up, crackers, done deal. It was out of there. But his little small intestine, large intestine stuff, I ain't got time for that foolishness because Ethan got issues. Y'all know that. Smart guy, IQ 125. He is smart, real smart. He blew up my microwave smart, so you know that. That kid, it ain't like he put some doggone aluminum foil in the microwave. He took my microwave apart and put it back together and blew up my microwave trying to enhance the microwave. So yeah, 125 IQ smart. He's considered a genius at 8 years old. He reads at a 12th grade level. But I got to go to commercial break. And when I come from commercial break, the next thing you'll hear is the voice of Mayor Marco McClendon, West Memphis Mayor. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show, and I'll be right back right after this.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, Call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 877-243-5238. That's 877-243-5238. Again, 877-243-5238.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down and down. It's happened during every economic cycle, and it will happen again. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value and sometimes grows during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Necesito tu ayuda, ojalá que me puedan ayudar. Nunca puedo hacer llamadas.
Sir, I speak no español.
Es que este servicio que tengo con otra compañía
¡Arturo!
Ayúdame, por favor. Un buen servicio de teléfonos. Estoy cansado con la compañía que tengo. Nunca puedo hacer llamadas.
Sir, did you know that you can get a free phone when you switch from any carrier anywhere?
Free phones?
Sir, you speak English?
A little.
Switch to Boost and select from the largest selection of free phones or add a line as low as $15 only at Boost Mobile by Wireless of Memphis. Memphis' only platinum dealer.
And welcome back to the Towanna Murphy Show, right here on CW30. And I am here with my special guest, Mayor Marco McClendon. As you know, he is the mayor of West Memphis, Arkansas. Welcome, Mayor Marco, to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you just won your second term. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good. It goes to show that the people validated me, definitely with the percentage of how I won. And it just shows that they really like what we're doing right now.
Now, what was some struggles, some hurdles that you had to go over? Even being your first term being a mayor and now you're in your second term, what were some of the hurdles that you had to get over in your first term?
Well, I guess, being as young as I was, having those that was around me that was a little older, getting them to buy into what I was trying to get done, and I understand, like I always talk about vision. And, God gave me the vision, He didn't give it to them. But I'm glad that they've seen over the years and the time of the great thing that was happening for the city, that they finally bought in, and we started making those things happen sooner.
Now, I don't want to. You was just nominated for something, 250. Y'all know I can talk. I tell everybody business, so I'm gonna let him tell it. I don't know if you can put it on the screen for me, Chris. Mayor Marco was nominated for
the 250 most influential leaders in the state of Arkansas, which I was named one of those individuals as well.
Now, do you get a plaque or something?
Yeah, I got plaques and all of that.
Oh.
Magazines.
Oh yeah, so it's in, what magazine is it in?
It's in the Arkansas Industry Journal. It's
Okay.
sort of like a Memphis Business Journal, but it's Arkansas.
Now, what are some things that you want to implement in this term as being re-elected? What's the things you want to implement new in West Memphis?
Well, actually what I want to do new is right now we're on the cusp of being able to offer everyone in the city of West Memphis broadband internet, which is going to be key, which that actually is big for our city because it puts so much money back in the pockets of our citizens. For example, just say we had another COVID issue. Children would be able to go to school if we had to get to the point, hope not, but then also allow our seniors to be able to do teledoc as well as parents to be able to work from home. But it also allows them, with the money back in their pocket, you can get internet phone service. You can also stream your service instead of having to buy cable. So that saves you dollars. That's going to be big for our city. And to be able to own your own utility department, wastewater and water, now broadband internet is going to be big for our city as well.
So that's one of the things that you're adding to it. Now, I seen something a while back where you were working on transportation to get the elderly back and forth. How is that working, or you have other things that you want to add to it?
Well, right now, we in negotiation with Matter here in Memphis, and that pretty much has been sealed. It's the Memphis City Council, which I thank them so much. They approved it right now. We're working out the logistics of how we're going to do it. It's going to start hopefully in January with this time and getting these buses going. It's going to be on the on-demand service where you can call them, actually, and they'll come to your house, pick you up, and take you to your destination. It's only a $2 ride, but it's better than you having to walk 2 or 3 miles down the road to a bus shuttle, wait on certain times. We had seniors that was walking, and I wanted to make sure that I eliminate them from having to do that, having to go to the doctor. So definitely, that's going to be big for us in the public transportation. Not only that, with gas prices going up, especially when gas prices almost hit $4.
Yeah.
That was something that we wanted, that, hey, we can take a break.
I wanted to catch the bus.
And go back and forth to work, or you don't have to come up with trying to buy those gas prices. So that's going to be good. Also help economic development. When you're able to ensure a company that we can get your employee staff to work, that's definitely going to be good. So with broadband internet, public transportation, and then also working on some of the things that we was already doing. For example, West Memphis is a city that flooded. We didn't flood due to the river. We flooded because we flat land.
Right.
Now, we spent almost $40 million on getting new pumps, clearing out our bayou, and new reservoirs that would allow our bayous to contain more water and push it out to our retention pond. So that's going to be good. It's going to allow a person, like when it's rain hard like it did today, a person will be able to flush their toilet and still get a drink of water. Which that's something that small that was big for our city, and continue to cut back on crime. I'm a man, I calls it out. I'm a type of person, I can go talk to the rich man on the corner, but I can also go and talk to the young guy that may have his pants down that's claiming that he's doing this and that. I got to convey to him that crime is not the way. When we look for economic development, we got a lot of big ideas coming. But you'd be surprised that one of the things that they ask in them questions is, what's your crime? What's your demographic of crime? I got to let that young man know you play a part in how we get new businesses here.
Right.
So if we can continue getting these new businesses here, instead of you out trying to sell drugs or commit crime, you can be working and making a decent living, which is going to ultimately come to something that we're working on real hard right now, is get housing developers to come and build houses in West Memphis community.
Yeah, because I seen that you had broke ground on one of the houses. Now, what was that project for?
Actually, that project was project we were doing in the southeast part of town, which was used to be old trailers. What we have started to do is buy a lot of those lots, as well as torn down all of the trailers that was in the area, and we building new homes. And it's the developers' dream to build 60 houses, and we have started to build. I think we got right now getting started on the next 6. We're doing 6 on every street. So that's going pretty well. We need some more buyers to come in and buy those homes, but it's rejuvenating that whole community.
Okay, now I should have asked this before I asked that question. Before I asked that question, will the senior citizens get a discount once Matter comes? Will they get a discount? Do they have to pay $2?
Well, it's a program that we got called the Mayor Cares.
Okay.
And what that is, if a senior citizen or a veteran who served this country is trying to get to the doctor or trying to get to the pharmacy to get their medicine, they would be able to ride free during that program. Now they're going to South and they have to pay $2. But yeah, if they're going to the doctor or trying to get to the grocery store to get food or something like that, they'd be able to use that Medicare program, which we would pay from the city.
So they get the ride for free. So that's an advantage to the elderly to get around and get back and forth to the doctor.
And veterans, and not only just seniors and our veterans. If a young mom need to get their child to the doctor, and that's the only way they can. Sometimes $2 can be a strain on people.
Yeah.
And if they need to get their baby to the doctor, I'd rather for them to get their baby to the doctor and not worry about paying $2. So I'm also that program going to take care of them as well.
Now, I don't know if I could bring this up, but I seen something with the gas. I think I sent you a message about the gas thing you got going on over there. The diesel thing, the gas thing, the truck station. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Yeah. Elaborate on the truck station. The truck.
Which question?
Now the question is, because I'm trying to remember it, I forgot. It just slipped my mind just that quick. But I was talking about the station that you're building for the diesel and for the city officials for gas and all that stuff.
Well,
it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't say it. Dang it! I do that all the time. Dang it!
Well, let me say this: we got some investors coming in. They're building a new truck stop as well for gas and for 18 wheel. But also, a lot of people going to electrical vehicles, so we got some EV stations that's coming too. They'll be able to charge up those as well, so they're going to be plentiful through West Memphis. Like I said, West Memphis have been known for a lot of different things when they come down the truck, and we're going to take advantage of that to the best part of our ability, as well as doing new things as well. So that's coming. A lot more things coming.
A lot more stuff coming in there in the city, and rebuilding some of that, like I said earlier, refurbishing some of those community centers for those kids to make sure that they can have something to do.
Well, we've been in the plan for a long time. We have talked with a community center, a YMCA community center come to West Memphis. So that's still in the works. It's time to finally give our children something to do on a major scale. And we're looking at what options we can do, looking at building a new police department. We're just going to turn on Broadway, our police department, our library that we just built, and our fire station. We do some rejuvenating, revitalizing on that as well to make that one big campus in the middle of the city. So that's coming as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mayor Marco McClendon. Listen, I got to go to commercial break. I'll be right back with more from the mayors. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show. I'll be right back right after this.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solutions Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. Call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time can save you thousands of dollars. So please call right now.
Tu ayuda, ojalá que me puedan ayudar. Nunca puedo hacer llamadas.
Sir, I speak no español.
Es que este servicio que tengo con otra compañía. Ayúdame, por favor. Un buen servicio de teléfono. Estoy cansado con la compañía que tengo. Nunca puedo hacer llamadas.
Sir, did you know that you can get a free phone when you switch from any carrier anywhere?
Free phones?
Sir, you speak English?
A little.
Switch to Boost and select from the largest selection of free phones or add a line as low as $15 only at Boost Mobile by Wireless of Memphis. Memphis' only platinum filler.
And we're back. Welcome to the Towanna Murphy Show right here on CW30. And just as I promised everybody, my special guest is in the building. And let me give you something. Let me say something, because y'all know I can talk fast. So let me slow it down. Let me tell y'all something. We have history that's sitting right next to me, right here. This is history in the making, whether you're black, white, Asian, whatever. He is history. The youngest mayor ever. That's number one. The youngest African American mayor. That's number two. So he's made history all the way across the board. So this is history for me. This is history for him. Because guess what? He's going to go back and look at these interviews. Then he'll say, I was on Towanna Murphy Show. So I want to welcome my special guest, Mayor Jaylen Smith. And he's the mayor of Earl, Arkansas. Welcome to the Towanna Murphy Show.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Now, let's talk, Mayor. When you first decided to run for mayor, what was going through your mind at that time?
Excitement, because I've been advocating for students and people within the community since I've been in high school. So it was just excitement move to do for me.
Now, I know that when you first put your bid in to run for mayor, a lot of people was like, is he serious?
Right.
This kid actually gonna run? Because I know that's what you hear sometimes. Is this kid actually gonna run? And so, with that being said, and you coming straight out of high school, what was your response to that?
You have to start somewhere. I didn't want to wait till I was 30 or 40 to run for mayor or come back to my community to help, because I always wanted to help my community before I left to the next phase of my life. And I just tell people you have to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere to get somewhere.
Right.
And so now that you are elected, first of all, how did you feel when you first knew that you won? Because I know excitement. How did you feel when you seen them numbers and it's like, oh, he won? How did you feel?
I was very excited and grateful for that the city elected me as the the first youngest African American mayor in the nation. I was very grateful and excited for that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. I would have been too. I was excited when I found out you won. Like I was there. I was jumping in the living room like, oh man, he did it. So now that you're here, you have to learn all of the ins and outs of being a mayor, of that city.
Right.
What is your first thing that you want to do when you already in the office? You get sworn in when?
January the 2nd.
Okay, January 2nd, you get sworn in. So after January 2nd, what is the first thing you want to tackle once you take that office?
Public safety. Public safety is the #1 priority in the community because we don't have a 24/7, 7-day-a-week police department. And so I want to bridge that gap to get police officers in the community and want to make sure that police department is 24/7, around the clock, 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Now, when we talked a few months ago, that's one of the things that we touched on. How many officers do you think you need for Earl, Arkansas?
At least 7 or 8 officers, officers in the daytime, the nighttime, on the weekends, morning and night, to make sure our community is safe and secure 24/7. Because now we have to rely on the county, which is like 30 minutes out on the outside of Earl, coming from all on the other side of the county to get to Earl when we have nobody on duty. So I want to kind of bridge that gap to make sure our citizens are safe and our police officers are responding to calls quickly and effectively.
Okay. Now, how does it look? Now, I know that you were talking about your shortage in public safety and with the people there and kind of putting it in the right perspective. What are you going to do different that the other mayor didn't do? I think I'm saying that right. What are some things that you want to change that hasn't been changed? That's what I want to say. What are some things you want to change that hasn't been changed?
Some things I want to change is more better opportunities for not only for public safety. Our city don't really have the funds for to hire more officers, but what we want to do is want to look for grant opportunities that's out there to fill out for grant opportunities, investors to come and invest in our police department to make sure that our city is safe, to make sure our citizens see visibility of policemen within the city.
That's good. And that's what's needed in a city. Now you want to build the city. We talked about that too a few months ago about some of the things that you want to do to make the city look better, look presentable. Tell the people what you want to do with Earl.
What I want to do with Earl, alongside with public safety, I want to get our beautifying the city, partner with churches, our Chamber of Commerce to make sure our city is kept clean and making sure it's clean, no papers on the ground. So we want to partner with them and also partner with private sectors so they can come in and help make sure our city is clean. And not only with that, with transportation, public transportation for our senior citizens to get them to and from the doctor's office, to and from the grocery store to make sure they have groceries because we're living in a time where people don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so we need that private sector to come in and people to come in and invest to help get our city's elderly to the grocery store, to the doctor's office to make sure that they meeting their needs. Not only with that, but abandoned housing. We suffer with a lot of abandoned housing within the city of Earl, Arkansas, and that's going to take a process to get those abandoned houses, tore down, new houses up, because people want to come back home. We have a school district within the city, but people want to come to Earl, but how can they come to Earl when we don't have any housing? And so we have to tear down those abandoned houses, put up new houses so people can come back in the city and live here like they wanted when they left.
Now, do y'all have any Section 8 houses for people that's low income?
We do. We don't have very many, but we want to kind of bring more of those houses in there for people that with low income that don't have a lot of money to make sure that they are in housing with their family.
Now, when building Earl, Arkansas, because my mom is from Earl, Arkansas, actually she was born in Earl, Arkansas, and so she stated something a few months ago. Before she got sick, she stated something. She said they need to rebuild the downtown area to make it more presentable so that people want to come to Earl. What are your thoughts about that?
I agree 100%. It's going to take a process, doing one thing at a time to make sure that our city is presentable. And that's going to start with beautifying the city. Picking up all the trash, our downtown areas, our high grass, different things like that within the community that we don't have to take care of. It's not going to happen overnight like I want it to, but it's going to take a process so we can get our city presentable so people that come through from out of town when they come down for funerals, graduation, Earl Day, Bulldog Day, etc., or Earl homecoming, so they can make sure when they come in, they can say, oh, this Earl is better. Earl is better. And that's what we want to see. You know, not only us, but not only me, but our city council and with the people, they want to see a better Earl. And so we're working with not only myself, but the city council and the citizens, we're us working together as one to move our city. That's what's going to move Earl.
And that brings me to my next point when you said us working together for our city councilmen and the people that held that seat prior to you, held the mayor's seat prior to you. Will you reach out to them and say, hey, I need you to help me? You know, because you need them, because sometimes it's different when you running for a race and you have somebody that's already a mayor, that's already in politics, like, you know, been in politics for years. And then they run for mayor and they win. Okay, we don't need the current mayor. But you coming in as a new mayor, you're learning everything new.
Right.
So will you pull the former mayor in to help you with some of the things that you need done? Or some just to pull you in on some of the stuff that he's done to help you get across for this first term?
Well, I would call him on, if I have any questions, I give him a call to ask him, you know, what his thoughts, what he done as a mayor. But as far as, you know, guidance, you know, I would lean more on my guidance person to kind of guide me a long way with. I went around, not only went around the state of Arkansas, shadowing different mayors to get the experience and and the day-to-day process of how they run their office. And so we're reaching out, not only I'll be reaching out to my former mayor for some questions, asking some questions and things, but and also reaching out to like Mayor Marco McClendon, Mayor Frank Scott Jr. in Little Rock, those different mayors around the state to see what can we do the legal way, things we can't do, things we need to do, you know, to kind of help them, because like I say, it's not all about me, you know, a one person thing. Right. It's a people thing that working together collectively to move our city. You know, as a mayor, it's a lot of it is a lot of responsibility, you know. But right along with the city councilmen, I want to bring our city council in together, you know, to make sure we're all on one accord so we can move our city in the right direction that needed to be, you know. So like what I mean by that, you know, working together, you know, even though a lot of people look at me as he's too young, but it's not about being too young. It's about doing what's in the best interest of Earl Arkansas.
Exactly. Listen, I have more with Mayor Jaylen Smith in a few moments, but right now I gotta take a commercial break. So you're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on CW30. I'll be right back right after this.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down and down. It's happened during every economic cycle, and it will happen again. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value and sometimes grows during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Necesito tu ayuda, ojalá que me puedan ayudar. Nunca puedo hacer llamadas.
Sir, I speak no español.
Es que este servicio que tengo con otra compañía ayúdame, por favor. Un buen servicio de teléfono. Estoy cansado con la compañía que tengo. Nunca puedo hacer llamadas.
Sir, did you know that you can get a free phone when you switch from any carrier anywhere?
Free phones?
Sir, you speak English?
Sandero.
Switch to Boost and select from the largest selection of free phones or add a line as low as $15 only at Boost Mobile by Wireless of Memphis. Memphis' only platinum dealer.
And welcome back to the Towanna Murphy Show. And on this segment, I have both of my mayors here, Mayor Marco McClendon from West Memphis, Arkansas, and Mayor-elect Mayor Jaylen Smith. And this segment, mayors, I just want to ask a question. And for Mayor Marco, what advice will you give to Mayor Jaylen Smith as being a new mayor?
Well, first thing I'll ask him to do is to follow his heart. You know, I know he have a lot of vision. God gave him the vision, and he has to move in the direction that the people now have elected him to do. I'm here to give him any directions or guidance that he may need from me if he need that, or try to answer any question that he may come into that I may have already dealt with. So definitely, I just want to help inspire him and help promote what he's doing so he can move forward and move that city of Earl as well.
Now, Mayor Jaylen Smith, if there was any questions that you could ask Mayor Marco, what would that be?
That question, as far as like structuring like department heads or structure in the office or different things like that. I would call them and ask them, when you first came in as first term mayor, how did you do? What steps did you take?
So with both of you, right next door to each other, with being mayors, what do you want to see change in both of your cities right now?
Well, definitely what I would like to see is that we continue to bring economic development. West Memphis has an 1,800-acre mega site, which is the biggest site in the state of Arkansas. If we get a big enough industry that comes to the area, not only would it just benefit West Memphis, it would definitely benefit Ariel and all of the other cities around us. And then we're doing economic development, it's providing great jobs for the people of all of our communities, will help them do well.
Okay. Mayor?
Well, what I'd like to see within Earl, getting our city clean, more economic development growing, people coming to invest within the city, so we can have more opportunities not only for our citizens, but people want to come in, they want to move back to Earl.
Now, as far as education is concerned in both cities, what do you see, what do you want to do? What kind of changes do you want to make as far as education?
Well, with education, our school is in state takeover, which means the state is over our school. What I like to see first, our school is back in local control. Mm-hmm. Our people running the school on the school board to make sure they're making the right decision to move our school forward in education.
Mayor Marco?
Well, definitely. I kind of tout that West Memphis is on the winning streak. So all of our schools have newly been rebuilt as well as or either newly renovated. Mm-hmm. So we are right now within the county. We is the #1 school for the rankings within our county. But definitely what I would like to do is make sure we start to pay our teachers more money, because those individuals have more than just a teaching job. They're helping to raise as well as counsel our children as well. So definitely we want to give them more money so when they come to work they can give their best effort in helping to educate our children for the future.
Now, both of you, both cities have an issue with crime and violence in the city. Number one, how would you tackle it, and how you gonna change what you're doing now to make it safer?
I would tackle it first, getting more officers on board. Even though we don't have the budget now, but partnering with our local agencies like the county, the state police. In case those crime arises, we don't have officers on duty. We want them to come in and help us to keep our crime down. But our crime is down now, which is a great thing. But if that crime happens to rise back up, we want to partner with our local agencies, our local partners, to make sure our crime continue to stay down.
I also agree with the mayor. I mean, our crime is down as well, but we have had some crime lately. And one crime is one crime too many. But definitely what we want to continue to do is focus more on our community-oriented policing. We know that if I put a police on every corner, it would not stop crime. It's going to take the community to get involved to help to fight crime as well. It's going to take more parenting. Parents have to be involved and stop it, because most of our crimes are happening is from the 14 to 22, 23-year-old age. So, of course, after 18, parents can't do as much as they can do younger, but if we can stop and help the younger children with crime, and they're going to take parents getting involved, community-oriented policing, then we got to give opportunities. Got to continue with the opportunities.
So would you think, well, I know it is, but would you think poverty was a big part of the crime and violence in the cities?
Poverty? Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I started with economic development. Mm-hmm. See, you're absolutely right. If you're able to give parents an opportunity to earn more money, to live a different life than they may be living up under the poverty level, then they would be able to do more of the things that they want to do. But still, I remember my mom used to tell me that they was poor, but they didn't know they was poor. Mm-hmm. So that can't always be the excuse of why children doing what has to be done. Mm-hmm. It's going to have to take parents. And I remember coming up, my mom and dad said when the street lights start flicking, we need to be able to walk out the door and see you run home. We have to go back to more ways of working with our children so we can make sure that we get those things instilled. Children cannot continue to run the parents. The parents have to be able to run our children. Our police department is going to be there. We, like Mayor Smith said, that we're going to have more police officers. West Memphis is growing, so we have to continue. We got a new grant called the Safer Grant, where we was able to hire 14 additional officers, so we're looking to do that. So we're going to have the officers on the street, but the community has to play its part. When they come down to the community, they say that it takes a village to raise a child. We got to get back to that, and parents got to step up and say, hey, you're going to be in my house at a certain time. I'm going to know where my child is at, what my child is doing, and get more involved. Now, sometimes things are going to happen, but we can minimize that. We're all working together.
Mayor?
Right. I agree with Mayor Marco. We have to work together. You know, even though our police department is not big, but working as one. You know, we're implementing neighborhood watch programs within the community. If you see something, say something. And so that's what we're going to have to do in Earl, you know, because a lot of people within Earl, if a crime is committed, they don't want to do a report. They feel like this make it more harder for the police officer to, you know, arrest someone or solve the crime. So implementing the neighborhood watch program to help better our cities.
So will you set curfew times?
Yes, I will set a curfew time within Earl.
Well, West Memphis already has a curfew.
They got a curfew?
Yeah, they already have a curfew. You know, and like I said, still, it's good that we have a curfew, but does it always work? No, because at the end of the day, just for example, Ms. Murphy, you are the best person to say my children is going to be at home at this time. And then most of the parents say, hey, you're going to be here at this time, then that's the less chance that we have. Because think about it. In West Memphis, like I said, most of our crime is done between 14 to 26.
Right.
Okay, you got older people that does crime. But if you can seem like you can make it, especially as a black man, that's why I'm so excited about him being mayor. If you can make it from 26 years old, then you have a chance. It's getting caught up between that 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 to 26 where they get to doing the crazy things. And you know, it takes one mistake to ruin your whole life. So definitely if we can work with parents to get them involved, and then like I said, continue to give opportunity. That's why every summer I do a summer jobs program with pediatric kids school. I also work through a program with the state with AWS that's going to also help to put more people to work as well up to 24 years of age. So when you put them to work, let them earn their own money, they earn their own money instead of breaking into a home or doing something that may get them in trouble.
Okay. Now, community centers. I know you have community centers. I'm not so familiar with Earl. So do you have one community center, two community centers?
We actually have one community center now that's not open to the community yet, but they coming in January, fixing all the issues on that within the community center. It will be open for people to go do activities, do some work, whatever they need to be done. We want to open that up for them. Like also Mayor said about a work program, I am also working with some partners and groups to bring work programs within the city during the summertime so that youth in the community can have a job and make their own money, because I don't want the youth to stay in there, I just want something to do. And so giving them a job, I know they'll do great at it, and giving them a chance.
I'm going to hook you up with that program too, so one of the things we're going to work on.
Mayor?
Together.
Because I know your community centers. Because here's the thing, mayors. We know that if we can keep young people out of trouble, community centers is where you start with some of them, because they have something to do throughout the day. That'll minimize some of the crime, but if they don't have anything to do, guess what their next move is?
I agree with you, but one thing I do want to add before we go to the community center, we have to give them guidance. You know, like I said, I'm standing beside a young man that's 18 years old, that's the youngest mayor in the country. I'm excited about that, and what I'm hoping more than him just leading the city, which I know he would do a great job, it's been an inspiration to younger kids saying that 18 years old, I don't have to be robbing here, I don't have to be drinking, I don't have to be doing the other thing. Look what this young man is doing. If he can do it, I can do it. So I'm hoping that the inspiration that he gives to younger people will be great for our community, because his victory was not just good for Earl, it was good for our whole country. You know, so definitely once we do that, and then like I said, get parents more involved to throw the guidance in, then we can say, because think about this, if we got 1,000 community centers, and we just send the kids to without guidance, and they're doing all they want to do, bringing guns or whatever they may need in situations, because you know, we have had that in West Memphis. What good is it?
Yeah, you're right. What good is it?
So everyone has to play a part and be a part of the change. And that's what I'm doing, motivating people. And like I said, hopefully with his victory, that younger people say, hey, I go to college with this guy. I see him every day. He done it. What can I do? Now, let me keep my job for 8 more years. But what can I do to help change my community? You know, if it's saying, well, I'm going to be a nurse, or if I even can get in the community and say, well, hey, I don't want to do it this way, but let me talk to this person. Let me stop this incident from happening. It's going to take us all to change the predicament that we deal with when it comes down to crime in our community. Be honest with you. West Memphis is 7% African American city.
Yeah.
It's been 177 murders in West Memphis in 1990.
Mm-hmm.
Out of 177 murders, there have been only 6 murders has been of the Caucasian descent, which 3 of them was the West Memphis 3. Then the other 3 was white on white, but one of them was a black individual who committed this crime. So it's 171 murders that have happened in our city from 1990 to today. It's only us dying. When are we going to make the changes? And politicians, we cannot do it all. We can set some parameters in place to help stop some of this, but until you take the parents to start being better parents and get more involved, you take the community to get involved. It's going to take the pastors to come out the pulpits to get into the community because they got to get beyond the church walls to start to bring that word into the streets. And until those things happen, that's the only way we can start to stop crime in our community. But parents got to be number one. And as elected officials, we're going to do everything we can to put things in place and make sure that our policing does what needs to be done because oriented policing is the type of policing where when I was coming up, we had an officer named Officer Hooper. I used to follow Officer Hooper all the time. and Officer Hooper was like this. If he caught you doing something wrong, Officer Hooper grabs you, probably slaps you across the head. He's gonna take you to your mom though. But you respected him because you know he wasn't one that throwing you down on the high hood or saying you did this, arrest you for that. But he was a mentor in our community. And police can be mentors, firemen can be mentors, nurses, teachers, they all can be mentors. It's going to take all of us. And I really believe the city of West Memphis, the city of Earl, we can work together, and all of the cities within our county, they come together, and not only West Memphis on the Winter Street, Earl now is on the Winter Street, but Crittenden County will be on the Winter Street.
What is the crime and violence rate in Earl?
For this past year, the crime rate was up at, earlier this year, probably up to about, early in this year, we was the worst crime, the word I'm looking for. We was the most dangerous city in the county.
Wait a minute, go back. You mean tell me Earl was the dangerous city in the county?
Yes, due to the violence that we were having earlier this year, but now has it settled down? We're back in neutral, you know, with not many murders going on. We're down at probably about 5% of crime
per capita.
Yeah, and so with that, it's a blessing to have our crime down and people not committing those harness crime by killing people, you know, setting people up just to be killed, different things like that. So Earl is back down to where we need them to be, but we have like break-ins, people stealing carpet, burning houses. Those are the challenges that we're facing now. But we're hoping come January we get our officers all on board to work around the clock and to decrease that crime that we're facing.
Now, before I go into commercial break, I just want to ask a question. If you could give advice to the youth of today, what would that be? And I'm going to start with Mayor Jaylen Smith.
To the youth, I would say follow your dreams. Follow what your heart desires you to do, no matter what people tell you. Because when I was running for mayor, I was always told, I'm too young, I have no experience, I just graduated high school. But the push that I had and the motivation I had from that, it pushed me even more to prove them wrong. And I worked hard day to day with not only becoming a mayor, but in high school, I was very passionate and an advocate about different things.
You weren't that good at basketball. I heard that.
I don't say all that. I played basketball my 9th grade year, and I never played because I got involved with student government and that organization. I was very passionate. You know, very passionate about seeing opportunities not only in the school system but in the community. And I just say, to the youth, if you have a heart of becoming a politician or becoming a basketball player, whatever you want to do with your heart desire, because down the line you're going to have negative comments, but I use the negative comments as motivation to me to prove them wrong.
Mayor Michael?
I would say that the children make up 50% of our population, but they're truly 100% of our future. And being the future is in their hands of what they're going to change and what they're going to make better about our community. We have to continue to push them. I always tell them, many people don't know that a plane takes off against the wind. And when you think about that, we continue to push our youth forward, just like the wind is pushing that plane. So definitely kids have to come up with the ideas of saying, well, we want to be better. The situation and the circumstances that they may see is not necessarily what they have to indulge in. They can be different because, like I said, I was elected young. You have none of the youngest men in the country. Not only now can we only think that way, but now you got to think that way because not only are we mayors, you can be the next mayor. the next doctor, lawyer, or just that community advocate that fight for your community to make things better. So I just encourage them to be better, to want to do better, and all if it takes one. That's all it takes.
Thank you, Mayors. I got to go to commercial break. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on CW30. I'll be right back right after this. Oh, forget the smile.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. Call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time can save you thousands of dollars. So please call right now.
Necesito tu ayuda, ojalá que me puedan ayudar. Nunca puedo hacer llamadas.
Sir, I speak no español.
Es que este servicio que tengo con otra compañía ayúdame por favor. Un buen servicio de teléfonos. Estoy cansado con la compañía que tengo. Nunca puedo hacer llamadas.
Sir, did you know that you can get a free phone when you switch from any carrier anywhere?
Free phones?
Sir, you speak English?
A little.
Switch to Boost and select from the largest selection of free phones or add a line as low as $15 only at Boost Mobile by Wireless of Memphis. Memphis' only platinum filler.
And welcome back to the Towanna Murphy Show. And I hope that you guys have gotten a good message out of the young mayors that I had on the show today. Mayor Marco McClendon from West Memphis, Arkansas, and newly elect Mayor Jaylen Smith. Many of y'all had a concern or question about Mayor Smith being the youngest mayor ever to run a city. And so I've gotten some feedback from that. I've gotten some people that say he's too young, he shouldn't be the mayor. But the Bible says, a child shall lead them. Did y'all forget that part? I think that's the portion where y'all skipped over it and just went past the fact that he's 18 years old and you said he's too young to run a city. What, you supposed to be what, 22, 23, 30, 40, 50 before you get into that position to run a city? No, it didn't say that. It didn't say that. So I would say to everybody that had an issue with Mayor Smith being the youngest mayor, go back to Scripture. Scripture points it out. He's just fulfilling prophecy, to be honest with you. He's fulfilling prophecy. The young shall lead them. I think y'all missed that. But y'all always miss something. That's what I noticed about y'all. Y'all miss something. Y'all don't think nobody should be nowhere and you can't do the job. But you're going to criticize somebody else in the job. Here's the thing with being mayors and senators and governors. They're not going to always have it right. Things are not going to always be the way they planned it out. Things are not going to move the way it should move because you always have stumbling blocks that's in your way during the process of getting those bills passed. What y'all have to understand is this. Being mayors, they have to answer to city councilmen. They just can't make decisions. They have to make the decisions based on what money, is it going to affect the city? Is it going to help the city? If it's not going to help the city, and then it has to be voted on. And so y'all think that, oh, he's the mayor, he got to do it. Now, Mayor Jaylen Smith, he hasn't gotten there yet. But with Mayor Marco McClendon, y'all do that all the time. Y'all say, he's supposed to pass that. No, he's not. Well, this didn't go. Okay, it's not. Everything is not going to go. That's what y'all have to understand. Everything is not going to go. Some things that Mayor Marco put on the table, it's not going to always move. So you can't get mad if it don't move the way you want it to move. It's not about you. That's the main problem y'all got to think about. It is not about you. It's not about you. He got to serve the whole city. Mayor Smith got to serve the whole city. So it's just not about you. You can't do that. You do that all the time. You guys do that all the time. These young mayors need your support. They need your help. And I say it a lot. They need your help. Instead of criticizing the mayors, why don't you encourage them? If you see that they run into a stumbling block or some walls that they can't get around, why don't you help them get around them? Instead of you criticizing it. That's what y'all do. If you have funds to help Mayor Jaylen Smith and Mayor Marco McClendon, why don't you implement that? Instead of just watching it. Oh, I knew this wasn't going to happen. Oh, I knew this wasn't going to happen. Why don't you help? If you have the means to do it. That's what I don't understand. And then you're the same people that get in front of the media and then you say, We as black people, let me just get it together. We as black people need to work together. We need to get things done. We can't work together. Y'all can't work together. Because somebody else want to outshine the other. It's not about outshining anybody. It's about making a city work. I said something to y'all a few weeks ago. I said, Mayor Marco is still part of Memphis. Memphis don't have a west side. The west side of Memphis is West Memphis, Arkansas. We got north, south, east. The west side of Memphis is West Memphis, Arkansas. So he's still part of Memphis. He's still part of Memphis. So guess what? We need to help him because y'all separate the stuff. No, he in Arkansas. No, he's part of West Memphis. That's West Memphis. That's it. That's all. He's West Memphis. He's still Memphis. And so y'all got to get out of that. Well, we can't help. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You do everything else. Yes, you can. These are the youngest 2 mayors in Arkansas. And they need, I would say, the old heads. That's what it is. Y'all the old heads because y'all been doing this for years. Y'all know how to get over the hurdles that Mayor Marco McClendon and Mayor Smith can't get over. Y'all know how to go through the back door and get things the way, make things move the way it should move. But instead, you want to do it for your own glory. Oh, I did this for so-and-so. Oh, I did this for so-and-so. Who cares what you did for so-and-so? As long as they get what they need. You know these young men need funding for certain things that's happening in their city. You know how to get the money. You know how to get the grants. So send it to them. Send it. Mayor Marco McClendon, Mayor Smith, they humble guys. They'll answer you, especially if it's about some money. If it's about some money, they're going to answer you. If it's about some money, they will answer you. And so that's what we have to get sunk in our heads. Wednesday, I did a meet and greet with the mayors. And I did the meet and greet because I needed the people to see what we got. We got young mayors, young black mayors that's in powerful positions. And it's us, we could do it. So with bringing that kind of thing together and bringing all of these big name folk, they can get the help they need. It shouldn't be hard for Mayor Marco McClendon. It shouldn't be hard for Mayor Jaylen Smith. It shouldn't be hard. They should be able to make a phone call and it's done. I had a conversation Tuesday with one of the biggest names in Memphis, Jack Salmon. I talked to Jack Salmon, and the first thing he did, most of the time, people like Jack Salmon, either you're gonna leave a voicemail or you could text him. I called him Tuesday, and I said, he ain't gonna answer. He picked up in the first ring, and he called me little girl. Hey, little girl. And I said, hey, Mr. Simons. He said, Jack to you. I said, okay. I said, I'm having a meet and greet with the mayors. I said, and they could really use your help. I said, they need some funding for their cities. And so he said, well, Murphy, he said, you have my cell number, call me anytime you want to call me. He said, but the first of the year, me and you sit down and talk. So I got a meeting with Jack Salmon on the first of the year because he wants to sit down and talk to me. He said, let's just talk. I said, because we need these mayors. In order for our city to grow, we have to grow West Memphis. I said, because he's not separate. He's just Arkansas. He's just across the bridge. I said, so he needs that. So when we grow, he grows. And if he grows, we grow. I said, so I need you to come on board and try to help him and help Mayor Jaylen Smith over in Earl, Arkansas. And so we set up a meeting for the first Friday in January. Jack Simon, the Jack Simon that runs just about everything in Memphis, called me the little girl. I told him I was grown, but he don't care. I'm still a little girl to him. So he's like, little girl, we gonna meet. And then I'll hear your concerns and we'll discuss some of the things that we can do. He also owns a whole lot of hair products and all that kind of stuff. Whatever, he owns a whole lot of stuff. And so I did that because I need him to see what these mayors are doing. It ain't all about me, and that's why I keep trying to tell y'all, it's not all about me, it's all about what they can do, what we can bring to the table to bring them funding to help their cities. And if I have the connects to do it, guess what? I'm gonna make it happen. So I have the connects to do it. And with those connects, they'll get whatever they need done. And so that's the purpose of this show, to show you the young mayors, what they're doing in their cities. how they want their cities to grow, how they want to minimize crime and violence in their cities. It's a hard job. It's hard. It's not easy. But we think it's hard because they make it look easy. But it's not. Not at all. So with that being said, encourage our mayors. If you have something that's useful to them, give it to them. They'll hear you. They'll listen to you, especially if it's going to benefit them in their cities. They're going to listen to you. Make it plain. Let's stop hating on each other and let's do this thing right. I think that's all for my little spiel for today, y'all. I gotta get ready to get out of here. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for watching me. Thousands of y'all. I want y'all to know that y'all made my show poppin', y'all. I'm popping up in here. All of y'all watching me on Saturday, I'm popping. Y'all, I will see y'all next week. Thank you for watching the Towanna Murphy Show, and have a great day.
You have just made the best decision you can ever make. Tuning in to the Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up. That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up. The Towanna Murphy Show. When you got to tune in, both real in your host. What's going on, man? She knows the most. Business and mid-side, tune in, cause the diva is on. That's what's up.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 877-243-5238. That's 877-243-5238. Again, 877-243-5238.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down and down. It's happened during every economic cycle, and it will happen again. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value and sometimes grows during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.